Alright, so before we close this lesson, since we have done so much, let's do a quick render. So I'm going to use Redshift to do like a basic render of this scene. So we'll do a couple of things. Firstly, I want to convert the landscape to geometry. Okay, so which is, if you look at the terrain, this is currently a volume, okay, which won't render. So you do a convert, and you'll find a convert height field, which I've already taken, but just to show you. So we'll do a convert height field, and yeah, we can also bake the points, the point colors if you want to, but right now we'll just render it grayscale. So this is about 3 million polygons. We don't really need that much. Yeah, let's bring this down to about 0.6. So yeah, you'll reduce quality a little bit, that's fine. And then it will have a path attribute or a name attribute, which I don't really want. So I'm going to delete that. So I took an attribute delete, and we delete the name attribute. All right. And then let's just, build up the basic stuff. So we'll take a shopnet, and we'll take a Redshift network. I'll call it basic. And we'll take an RS material. You can also try this with the material network, like that's also fine. So we can take an RS material here, and let's call this basic, and we can see if this works. Okay, the only thing I want to do is I want to increase the roughness of the reflection and lower the overall reflection. So this is one, and then I can just assign it to everything. So we'll just select all of these and the height field, and let's go to material net and pick up basic, and then we'll take an RS light dome, and we'll take a ROP network, and we'll create a Redshift. We'll take a Redshift custom and a Redshift IPR. Okay, that's basically it. So we have our camera, and let's hit render and see what we get. So we'll come to Redshift, and I'll switch on render view, and hopefully if you've done everything right, it should work. Yeah, there you go. So it actually looks pretty decent. Yeah, like you have the rocks, and you have the flowers and the clover. Let's do one thing, which is let's make this slightly brighter. And then within the light dome, I'm going to pick up a dome map. So the one that I normally use, which sadly I can't distribute because it's a paid map, but yeah, I have a very nice sunset map which I like to use. So we'll just pick up volume 3 and get the gamma to 2.2, and then just spin it around till you get, yeah, so not that much. Okay, that looks nice. And then we can just like take a top view, see what we're getting. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so it's pretty decent. So all of this work that we did, it looks quite nice. You can, like, once we give the ground level some texture, it will look a little bit better. But like if you want to do a third level of scattering, you could probably do that. Like you could probably make like pebbles or something and then scatter those as well. That would be fine. But yeah, there you go. So this is as far as our basic scene is concerned, which I think looks quite decent at the moment. Like let's just do a render from here. I think we should definitely up the density. I think this is too low. Okay, let me do one thing. I'm going to close this. Let's just come in here. Yeah, let's just one thing. Let's go into the plant instances and keep it there, and we'll do like a control click here, as I don't want to unnecessarily increase or strain the viewport. So I'm going to come into my second height field scatter. Let's take the outer radius down to 0.5. So I really want to take the values up, and then also get this down to 1. Let's see what we get, because I think it was slightly lesser than what I would like. Yeah, that's a nice level of density. Let's also do one final thing. We'll come into the plants, and let's take the clover to be slightly taller. So let's make it about 0.25. or let's try 0.3, just for, and yeah, I don't think it needs to have 8 points. Let's make it 4 points. The flower is taller and it will bend more, that's why I've given it more points, but for the clover you can keep it lower still. Almost rhymed. Okay. The point being, you should try and optimize your geometry as much as you can. It helps. Yeah, let's try a final thing here, which is I would like to randomize the so let's take an attribute randomize, and we're going to randomize p scale, and we'll do a multiply, or actually no, don't take a multiply, take an add. Yeah, so do add value, and then what we want is about 0.1 to 0.4. Yeah, so we should get some amount of randomization happening. Let's hit a final render view here, see what we get. Yeah, this is nice. You get a little bit of variation on the whole thing. Let me just zoom out a little bit, see what we're getting. This looks nice. This looks quite nice. You get like a nice little noise pattern on the whole thing. Let's just see. Let's get really close here. See, so this is the nice thing, right? So you can get like really up close and get a lot of detail. Alright, so this is it. So this is instancing and scattering plants and rocks on your landscape. So in the next lesson, we're going to take a look at how to make the electric poles. Okay, so now that we have our landscape done and we have the path for the road, we're going to use that path to build the electric pole.